next question is mine. It says, I felt like Chan's dad was trying to gaslight him. He told him to close the deal by the book. Now he's accusing him of slacking because of this new relationship or love interest, whatever. I call bull. He's playing games with Chan. I do feel like there's a certain way that they conduct business. I feel like they get started off first with trying to, especially with outsiders, they try to be respectful. And when things don't go their way, then they start pulling out like sabotaging tactics and they start showing their triad side. Chan's father had not told him, okay, give that fool a reverse Uno card and bust him down, right? He didn't tell him to do it. So because he didn't tell him to do it, he was still working on this as a professional. And maybe Chan's dad knew that at the right appropriate time, Chan would bust him down. But Chan was like, well, I hadn't got no further instructions from you, so I was waiting for you to tell me what you needed to, you know what I'm saying? And like maybe old Chan would have just been like, we've been on this too long. Like let's just do what we know how to do to get this thing closed, right? And his dad like, you're slacking and he's like, you told me you wanted me to close the deal by the book. I'm doing what you told me to do. Now his dad's like, well, the book ain't working. So I'm gonna need you to close this thing down, doing what we know how to do. And so I did feel like he was gaslighting him too. But I feel like Chan's dad only brought that up because he's frustrated. He's like, no, you're not gonna be happy. You're not gonna be happy with her. I didn't choose it for you. You know, Mr. Kong seems like in my mind, he's a chess player. And everybody is a piece is on the board. I feel like he or his own idea of the woman that he wants Chan to be with. Malia is not a part of that board game. Okay. She doesn't have the right pieces and the right moving parts. So she's useless. It's like trying to use the knight from a chess piece in the Monopoly game. You have no place on this board. No, unless you're playing ghetto Monopoly and you've lost the little pieces.
Whatever, like you said, a penny, a bean,
something, anything.
It could be anything.
Like, well, I can't find what I'm looking for. I remember one time having to play Monopoly and I didn't have the piece that I needed because I was the last player to pick. And I ended up having to use I had to use a paper clip. That was my piece. I was a paper clip. So I feel like yeah, we couldn't keep no pieces, so we was playing ghetto Monopoly. But I feel like Chan's dad has things in mind, and Malia is messing that up. So I feel like his dad was kind of playing with him, but at the same time, he's like, the person I know when things didn't work out would have went to Plan B. Like he was waiting for his dad to give him instructions. He's like, when did you wait before though? So I feel like Chan is just busy, and he's in love. You know what I'm saying? He's in love. He's enamored. He's been trying to get the panties. He didn't got the panties. He done lost his mind a little bit over the panties. So that's what that is.
Definitely got those goods. Probably was trying to gaslight him. He told him to close, do everything by the book. I think that has more to do with like the client. Like these are people he don't know. These are new deals.
Yeah, they're not triad.
Yeah, they're like, don't bring out the homies yet. Like, try and do this. Let's do it legal first, and if that don't work, then, if they don't, they either gonna get down or lay down,
Get down or lay down, baby.
But it's the whole, giving them the option to get down first, and so for him to try and do everything, but he's doing what he was told. And that obviously, because it's not being taken by force or nobody's being threatened, or, it might take a little more time than usual. And his dad has to know that. His dad's a businessman. He knows people like to negotiate, take their time, have their lawyers look over stuff. So his dad knows that it's going to take a little more time. And so for him to try to almost blame Malia.
Yeah.
For him slacking, he knows how serious his son is about his work and getting his work done, almost like for his father's approval. He may not want that pat on the shoulder, but it's like, okay, dad, look, I can handle things. So when his dad is the one like, yo, you slipping, like you messing up, blah, blah, and it's because you got your head in the clouds with this girl, it'll make Chan kind of think, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. Am I slack? Is it because of Malia? Like, these aren't going through. So that's what we talked about in the icebreaker, that toxic family member that need to be cut out from their relationship, because what they have is something good.
Yeah, he's like planting like those seeds of doubt, because you could even tell after he got off the phone with his dad, he was just like, am I slacking?
There's that toxicity.
It's coming out.
Alrighty. Chan's lawyer getting that call from the DA's office means they want Chan for this attack. How will this play out? Were you shocked his lawyer called? A little bit. I felt like the lawyer should have been able to handle that. Like,
right.
That should have been something simple, like to bring it to Chan. Like, what are we gonna do?
Right.
You know, it should have been a report as to, okay, so yeah, on Monday, this Negro did this, this, and this. I took care of it. Here's the results.
Right.
Blah blah blah. Don't worry about it. Chan wasn't there, so and even though the guys are saying, you know, yeah, Chan sent this, whatever the guy said before pushing his face or whatever, you know, in that suit, the red curry, hopefully.
Put a free throw on him.
Yeah, and I'm like, I think maybe Mike is just kind of sending he's using his position to kind of send a warning shot. I don't think he's actually going to have like Chan prosecuted or anything like that. This is just kind of a look what I can do.
Right.
You ain't the only powerful person here. He probably knows Chan.
Right.
For Chan to send people that was sitting there, and I mean they ate his food and everything before they threw him in his suit. So when you got goons, like, you know, this person got some pull, they got some play. So he's like, oh, okay, I could play too. I come from a prominent family. This is what I could do, and I'll get the law involved. I think it's kind of a snitch, you know. Oh, mommy. I think he told his mom, Mom, push me in my suit. Look, I have to buy a new suit now. I'm sure he cried. He cried in a car.
He did. You know he did. He was hurt.
He's so high value. That's
like, this doesn't happen to people like myself. I'm sorry.
Right. How I think it'll play out, I don't think it's gonna go nowhere. Not nowhere far. You know, they might have a little, like I said, I think this is Mike just trying to like send a warning shot, kind of like, yo, that's what this is something I can do. And Chan ain't worried about it. So yeah, I was shocked. So hopefully Chan was shocked. I was shocked that the lawyer called and didn't have a game plan or didn't have anything. Like, if I was Chan, I'd be like, okay, you couldn't handle this? Like, what do I pay you for? You are my attorney. You are speaking for me. Take care of it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go too far. They're just, you know, like dogs peeing on trees. That's just what they're doing. Chan peed first and he's peeing back, and they're marking their territory, which they think is Malia. Mike don't know that Chan already has her. So Chan won, but Mike want to flex a little bit. So we'll let him flex. We'll let him flex for a few.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, the lawyer didn't have to call to tell him these accusations because they're not going anywhere. They're asking, can he come down and want to make a statement? And when they're asking you, well, can you come down? Do you want to talk? It means that they can't force you to come down. So what you can do is you can make a statement if you want to and have it sent over email or whatever. I think because of how the Kong family moves, they want to know everything when it's happening in real time. Do you remember, like, when a few episodes back where Teo was reading over that report and Chan's like, how can you tell me? He was like, I had to get like certain information, like, you know, I didn't want to just get a piece of information and run. Look what I found out, you know, about Chris being Nathaniel Adams. Like, that's his government name, right? I think it was something like that where it's like certain things you gotta take care of it. But if it's anything, we looking at DA and possibly having to convene in front of a grand jury and all that type of stuff. Like, let me know now so I know how to move forward. You know what I mean? And the attorney had done right by, hey, I don't know what you're talking about, but we will send you over a statement. And my client, there's no reason for my client to show up. Like, you know, my client had nothing to do with that. So I don't know who these goons were, who told you they were sent on his behalf, but that's completely untrue and unfounded. You have no evidence because they said that all the footage online had been like, it just disappeared. Like, you know, so they washed the internet, which is some pretty intelligent people that be able to go through and start removing stuff and washing the internet of certain areas that these videos could possibly be. So there's no more video anymore. It's just Mike's word against these people who they can't identify. So
right. That's another thing. It's not like he knows this is John Ho and John Boo.
Next question is mine. It says, how will Malia and Chan's relationship shift now that his father knows about her existence? Do you think Mr. Kong will confront Malia? I hope Mr. Kong don't run up on Malia. Like, I pray to God, because I think Malia will read him. You you talking to, bro? I think Malia might read him for Phil. Because I feel like if Mr. Kong approaches Malia, he's not gonna approach her. I feel like he's gonna be like, "You gold digger, you got money for my son." Like I feel like he's gonna come at her like real raunchy, and Malia gonna have to like that up. I feel like Chan is going to maybe start to. He might have to even beef up security because he might be like, "I gotta protect you from my daddy and Chris." That's a lot. I think that the relationship will shift, but I think because Chan is so used to maneuvering and having these different faces and tapping into different avenues of himself, he'll make everything seem normal. But I think that some things will shift, but more so internally, him trying to keep her safe. His father's dangerous, and if his father doesn't want them to be together and he gives Chan an ultimatum, honey, he gonna be like, well, since you didn't decide, I'm gonna decide for you. So I definitely feel like Chan might have to do something in order just to really make sure she's good, because his daddy ain't nobody to be played with. What are your thoughts?
I think definitely the relationship is going to shift, but it's more, his dad putting those seeds of doubt in his head. And him also, because Chan does stay super focused on his job and stuff like that, he's going to be focused now. Like that's going to be one of his jobs, keeping Malia safe. And sometimes we all know when men are super focused and they put all their time, energy, blah, 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 into something, they're more liable to snap. He may not mean it. She might come up to him, hey, baby, the hell, and it might scare her. She'd be like, okay, what's your problem? And then there's going to be that shift. And it's not because his feelings has changed for her. It's because now he's worried because he knows
he's stressed out.
Yeah, he's like, I got Chris, who we still somehow ain't found, and we got now my dad. And my dad, the same people that I pay work for me, and they know he's the, head honcho. So if they had to choose between me and Pops, they're gonna go for Pops. So now I gotta keep her safe from my own people in a way.
My own code, yeah.
One thing that I like about Malia, when you back her into a corner, I'm gonna say east side. The east side comes out of her. She will read you to the gods. She will have you rethinking stuff. And if she need to throw hands, sis will. So, but with Mr. Kong being this older Chinese man actually stepping to her might make her think. Now I got this old man like in my face confronting me about stuff. But I don't even think it's going to go that far. I think Mr. Kong is most likely to send people for Malia. I don't think he himself is like going to, hop out some limo or on her way to work and be like, yo, walk and talk with me. I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening. So, no, I think their relationship will shift because Chan is going to be focused now. He knows it's serious. This isn't no, yada da. No, his dad has actually mentioned her and then mentioned that she's getting in the way of business. So yeah, it's going to shift. Hopefully he doesn't flash too bad because he does have that smooth criminal thing about him. Where he could snap and then he could smooth it over. There's a few times he snapped at her before. He ain't like hit her or nothing, but just get in the car, and then no, because I love you so much.
He better not.
Yeah, it's that's how I feel it shifting. Him trying to keep her safe and her not really understanding.
Right.
Something else.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I like what you said there. All right. So the last question is mine. It says, I enjoyed reading this chapter. I thought it was sweet. Chan set up breakfast on the balcony, had an amazing bubble bath, and those couples massages. She's getting too swept away in him. Chan is leading with all the wrong things. Malia wants honesty. How will she react to Chan being accused of attacking Mike now that the prosecutor's office is involved? Well, first off, damn it, who's gonna tell her? I mean, unless because he's already told her. Mike, remember he cussed her and Eva out after the whole Chris fiasco, right? He accused her of setting her, all that up. But I think if Malia finds out like the prosecutor attorney's office is involved, part of her might be like, okay, is Mike taking this too far? Because he did tell her that he would use whatever power he had to crush her and her family. And, he works for the DA's office now and he can make things happen. So I think she might think, hey, this is just another ploy for him to try to get back at me. Now if there were like charges and like a full out, trial, then it would be like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah, like when did
I
that
think that yeah, where did that come from? I think just on the surface level, it's like Mike will do anything at this point to make Chan look bad, and Malia be like, no, because I really am that guy though, and I've loved you my whole life. You have to sniffle, when you say it. So it brings out the emotion. I don't know why. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. For Malia, she might see it as, hey, he's doing too much again. He's going too far. But if it was to progress, she would be like, wait a minute, like, what evidence do you have? And if they can produce evidence, then she'd be like, you out here having people beaten up in public, like I'm with it, but I'm not with anything coming back to us. So I'm one of the people too. I'm like, if you do something, do it, but like don't have it come back this way.
Right.
You can't have it traced back to us.
Yeah, like do what
are you doing? You don't have that traced back to the fam bam. So what do you think?
I agree. Now the part it says Malia wants honesty. How will she react to Chan being accused? Yeah. He's already trying to bury it. So like you said, who's gonna tell her? Unless John Tavius Ho decides, I feel like Malia needs to know something. I hate to say that, what you don't know won't hurt you, but that's gonna be Chan's approach. Yeah. If she does find out about it, like you said, she might be a little taken back, but at the same time, this is asshole Mike. So she may not have too big of an issue with it, but as far as, chill, you didn't tell me anything about that. What else are you keeping from me? Do I even want to know? Because I don't want that coming back on not just me, but you. I don't need you locked away. I need you. You don't take me in the tub like that and then decide.
Oh, that's right. I need you. I need all of you.
I need a replay. I need all that. That needs to be like our Saturday night activity. Like, okay, baby.
Every week.
It'd be Wednesday, girl. I can't wait till Saturday, boo.
I know that's right. But with your girls.
I don't want you locked up. I need you around. So
I need you.
Yeah, it's like, I hate to say that, like do what you do. I don't support crime, but if you are going to do it, be smart about it. Yeah, get it together. Yeah, think it through. And as a Virgo, that's what I do. I'm like, I always have a plan A, B, and C with anything. I don't care if it's dinner. It don't matter what I'm gonna do. Yeah, you gotta keep, he's trying though. He's trying to bury it. She don't know nothing yet. So I can't say like he's being sloppy because she don't know about none of this. So if she does find out, she may be a little upset, but she is so swept. She is into him. This ain't going to be like the make it or break it. Like, oh my God, his arm was twisted behind him and nigga was like slammed into a bowl of soup. I'm not going to be necessarily mad if this guy that's so perfect that swept me off my feet did that to my ex. I'd be like, yo, bro, calm down. At the same time, like, what kind of mood you in? Like, I ain't gonna be mad about that. It's not gonna make or break them. Like, right. Not this particular situation. Now, not this find out about Frank. They may have a different conversation. She finds out about her pappy. But her pappy. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, I definitely think that Chan is leading with the wrong things, but Chan has been leading from the very start with all the wrong stuff. Yeah. He ain't been honest about nothing, and I feel like he doesn't even know how to be honest. Like he doesn't know how to love a person and be with somebody without manipulating them. I had somebody tell me, they said, I've never loved anybody that I didn't manipulate. And I said, what do you mean? They said, in order for me to love that person, this is a man. He told me in order for him to love a woman, he has to be able to manipulate her. And I was like, why do you want to manipulate her? And he was just like, I got to make her see me as how I want to be viewed. And so I alter her perception of reality about me and us
so that she falls in love. And I'm like, so you just can't just be yourself. Like you just, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
so
that's the type of toxic stuff that make people want to get out of relationships.
yeah.
You know, they always tell us choose better. You should have chose better. You niggas is presenting yourselves as better.
In the
And then
worst
we
way.
find out that you ain't, and that's on us because we
Yeah.
believe you. If we decide, okay, no, we ain't gonna believe. No, you won't have to show me. You know, then all of a sudden we're
You're
masculine.
bitter,
Yeah, we're bitter. Got a chip on our shoulder.
angry.
Yeah, that wow. Some Negroes said,
Not just choose better. You
"I
need
need
to
to
be better as a human
manipulate
being.
her."
Stop putting everything off on other people because folks like to wear masks. Be a better human being. And then also,
Yes.
and I will say that sometimes people do see the warning signs and they're like, no, he's so hot and he's cute and he's sweet and he, you know what I mean? And so then like when the oven actually catches on fire, you're like, well, damn it, I didn't know it was that hot. Yeah, you did, but you thought that deep down inside you could calm the temperature. And so we got to just use like common sense with all things, folks. That's all. But yeah, Chan is leading with this very romantic stuff. Like, I want to be there for you. I want to do all of these great things. And I'm not saying that he doesn't enjoy things. I'm sure he's having a great time as well. But I definitely feel that Malia wants honesty and he can't give honesty. Yeah. So my family's part of the triad and we run most of the West Coast and the Midwest, a good portion of Asia. People get murked, money laundering, racketeering, counterfeits, just whatever, brothels, whatever you name, we're involved. She'd be like, I don't want you. As sweet as you are, as sweet as you can be with me, the type of person that you are is going to bring heat on us, and then you might turn that heat on me. Because if you have it in you to do this to other people, what will you do to me? And that's always my thing. When I see people get dirty with folks, when I see people doing things to other people, I always wonder, if you did that to them, baby, I know I could get it and not in the way that I'm looking for it. So got to be careful with that, because if you accept Chan and all of his triad mess and organized crime lifestyle and you're okay with that, you have to know that at some level, if you get on his nerves or you offend him, that light switch can flip both ways. It can either be on for you or off for you. So
Right. And there's karma. Being, this is years later, you're married, you got kids,
yeah,
y'all sitting at the house and the house gets shot up for some mess he did
girl.
a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's coming back because of something
I
that you did
know
many
that.
years ago. Somebody's family member got hurt. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
revenge.
Frank finally grows a
Yep,
pair of balls and decides he's gonna get his lick back.
he's gonna get his get back. Yeah, yeah.
Or even Chris, it could, yeah. You lay down with
Well,
dogs. They say you could get fleas. You wake up with fleas.
yeah.
So
They used to always tell us, because of what the Bible says, you live by the sword and you die by the sword. That's really what it is. If you live by this type of lifestyle, you will die by the very lifestyle that you live by. You can't have it both ways. You can't be a gangster, not expect gangster activity, because jail and the grave are very much gangster activities. That's where people go to. So, you ain't gonna be free forever. You know what I mean? You have to know when to jump off the boat. Like in the movie American Gangster with Frank Lucas.
I'm sorry, I just said I never saw that.
You gotta watch that. That movie is good.
Okay.
I saw it in movie theater and it was good, and I've watched it many times since then. I think it was a really good movie. But when they went to get their product, the man who was responsible for making sure he had the product, he had told him at some point, I think you need to be done with coming here and doing this. And he was like, why would I do that? This is perfect. And I've made all these millions of dollars. And he was like, how much money does one man need? He was like, you need to know when to quit. And he's like, I'm not a quitter. I don't give up. And he said, it's not quitting if you leave while you're on top. You're not quitting, or you're not a loser if you leave when you're at your peak. So you quit when you have to because you're forced to, right? So in
Right.
Frank Lucas's case, he ended up in prison and then telling on a bunch of other people. But yeah, the man gave him solid advice. Hey, you've been able to ride under the radar all this time. You made all this money. Take your money and go. Leave. Leave the US, go do something else with your life. But yeah, check it out, American Gangster. T.I. was in that movie, but not only him, there's a lot of people in that movie, but Denzel Washington played Frank Lucas, and Idris Elba was a person in the movie as well. He wasn't there very long because something happened to him. Cuba Gooding Jr. was in the movie. It was a lot of really good people in that movie, so check it out if you haven't seen it. But that concludes our discussion on Rose City Theater Show. We hope that you enjoyed our discussion on episode 48, which was the morning after part 2. And if you haven't already read, I don't know what you're doing. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? The first 10 episodes are free. There's no reason why you're not checking it out, getting hooked. We're sure you like it. Come join the party. Okay. We love hearing from our readers. So please add your thoughts, your questions, and your theories to the comments, or reach out to us on Rose City, the After Show on Facebook. Also, we're on IG. So, and then you can check me out on TikTok under my name, Karina Q. So that concludes that for us. Make sure that you like and you subscribe. I mean, you stayed this long while you ain't following. Like, follow, hit that button. We come through. You know what I'm saying? Be an active member. So hit that button, baby. Get in the comments. Have something to say. All right. We really appreciate you guys. You guys are dope. So we appreciate having y'all to talk too. So converse back with us. Anyway, we'll see you again in Rose City. Bye.